How is everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's having a good one. Try to pop on here a little earlier than what I typically do. Just try to give everybody some information and stuff about what's going on. Yeah, so let me say hi to everybody. Let's see what we got going on in here in the chat. Kunta, what's up? First one in here. Hey, Hopi, what's going on, brother? Muse, do that. Hello. G513 in the hizzy. Queen, what's up? Julie, Jesus is King, how you doing? Beckinator, Deb from above, Debbie, cool. Mark Matheny, Tesha, Arizona Raven, that's right, in the hizzy. Garrison Brumbley, Tammy Shirk, Brenda, good to see you, girl. 2Tim3, hey. Roxanne, turn on the red light. That's right. Stephanie, D, Catherine, Tracy, George. What's up, George? Gloria, Penny. All right, guys. Wish I could say hi to everybody in there, but obviously. Hey, Axe, what's up, brother? All right, guys. Hey, Close Up 99. Yeah, they took it down, guys, and we're going to talk about that. Close Up's talking about the radio array. Actually, Nibby sent me an email and was, I guess he was able to have a chat with those guys that run that thing. And it's something that they call sporadic propagation. I guess in basic, simple terms, basically it's interference. Okay? And that's why I kind of wanted to jump out there and do that video earlier, guys, because I promise you, I haven't looked around the net or YouTube at all, but as soon as somebody seen that wanted to make some big grand claim of what that was, they were going to come out here and just like completely just blast it out there before even knowing what was going on. So we're going to talk about that here in just a second, but we are also in a geomagnetic storm. Hey Jill, what's up? We are now at storm level. So what we're going to do here real quick, we're going to go ahead and get the meteor conversation out of the way real quick, and then we'll get into the space weather. Okay? It had Morse code in it. Well, Christine, that code's been there for a while, that dash line. It's even showing up in the Schumann. It does look kind of like Morse code. Some of that stuff does kind of look funky, but there is a good explanation for it, and it does happen from time to time. So let me show you what we're talking about. For those that don't know, this is a live meteor site, and I got this email from Mr. Goody. I'm not sure if he's in here or not. I haven't seen him. Hey, third time, what's up? But he sent this over to me because he'd never seen this before. Neither had I. Okay? And like I said before, I was watching this, and it kind of looks like it has a specific pattern of some sort or whatever. But as I was watching this, I even said it in my stream that I did real quick, that it looked more like a tool issue of some sort of interference, that kind of a thing. Because if you understand how this tool works, you'll understand what I'm getting ready to say. Okay? The way the tool works, and this thing is based in DC, believe it or not. Okay, so it is definitely, here in our neck of the woods is kind of what I'm saying. And it's an emitter and receiver. So it emits a signal from DC, and then it's going to a receiving dish. So what happens is when that line of sight is kind of broken, that's what gives it its data. And what breaks it is the ionization of the meteors that come into our atmosphere, and they leave an ionization trail behind them as they're getting burnt up. Okay, so they're sending out VHF waves from an emitting position, and it's aimed at an antenna as a receiver. So when that line of sight, basically, or line of propagation there is broken, that's what gives this thing the data to see. Okay, that's what it's showing you. And that's a very technical thing, and I understand that a lot of people probably didn't understand a whole lot of what I just said. And I try not to go down that road with all those words. I worked on printing machines, so I kind of understand what an emitter and a receiver is, because we use those for our eyes, and we'd have to have machine parts in a specific position, and that's how we did it, was with eyes. It would tell the CPU where to be, the CPU would tell a specific part to be there off of the information it was getting from the emitter receiver eye stuff that we were using. Okay, and it had to do it like almost instantaneous. We would destroy machine parts, thousands of dollars of parts in just like a fraction of a second. I actually lost the tip of my tongue because of one of those receivers went bad. That and my patience wasn't there. It should have been. I was young. Okay, so anyway, but that's how this thing works. It's an emitter receiver going through our atmosphere here. Okay, in other words, you got to start. You got something that's sending out a signal, and you got a receiver receiving it. And when it sees the ionization from the meteors, that signal gets broken, and that's where this thing gets its data. So in order to have something like this, if it wasn't interference, you're talking something that the whole world would have seen. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm at with this. I don't think it was anything other than interference. Number one, if it wasn't interference and we had something like this right here for almost over an hour time frame, do you really think that they would have let that thing go for that long? No way. That thing, we would have never even seen it on this tool. Not even a chance. So that was interference. That's pretty much what I'm trying to tell everybody here. It wasn't something that was getting all crazy or whatever. And that's really why I did the video earlier, because I really didn't think it was. And I know that, like I said, hopefully I kind of headed people off at the pass before they started jumping off the edge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it lasted for about 2 hours. So what I'm saying is that if something that size that had to be there for 2 hours, it would have been being picked up on a whole bunch of different tools, and it wasn't. Okay, none of the other tools. Okay, none of the other tools. I'm talking no satellite tools, no anything. Ground-based satellite, ground-based observatories, the Schumann, none of it was picking up anything. Okay, this is the only thing that was picking it up. Even the other meteor sites that use the same technology wasn't picking anything up. This was the only one. So what I'm saying is that this, with that being said, if this was actually something to be concerned about, it would have been showing up all over the place. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. Now, it's my opinion. Okay? People are welcome to have whatever opinion. I'm not going to, I don't go at people. You guys know that. But as far as what I've been, the information I've been given, like I said, with being able to do all that, I just want everybody to understand that that's where I'm at with it. Now, again, obviously, there's going to be people that have different opinions. I get it. What was the interference from? Well, it was a propagation interference. It was sporadic, so who knows? It could have been from another satellite or something emitting some kind of crazy looking signal that it just interfered right in the right spot. It could have been picking up anything, really. That is a good question, though. I don't know what caused the interference. So that's definitely a great question. So yeah, it is kind of funny it's coming out of DC, isn't it? The emitting part of it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I get it. I know. I understand. But my thing is, guys, I might have been able to go down another different road here if some other tools had picked up anything at all. And they just simply didn't. So there really was nowhere to go with this but to go there with what I'm saying right here. So thanks to everybody that was sending me emails and helping me kind of try to figure this out. But that's where I'm at. And again, I'm not going to hate on anybody that has a different opinion. So 5 days ago they had a 2.6 earthquake. Hey, yeah, Yeah, tornado warning in Mississippi. Now, weird, 5 days ago, yeah, we've been having some earthquakes in there, around your area there in Mississippi. Well, I'm not sure if you're there, but Mississippi area. Actually, I can show you guys that right now, real quick, since we're talking about it. We'll go here to the earthquakes. We've been getting pretty consistent earthquakes down on the New Madrid here. Okay, this is Missouri, Tennessee area. We've been getting earthquakes every day. But this one here was a 2.6. And yeah, I can change the settings here. Hold on. I'll change the settings to go out about a week. We'll see what we got. We'll go 7 days, all magnitudes. And you can see that there was one here in Mississippi. That's probably the one Optics is talking about there. Okay. Collins, Mississippi. And again, guys, I mean, there's, you know, Tennessee again. So, you know, there's a lot of weird stuff happening all over the place, okay? And I think we all kind of understand that. And I guess, where do we go, right? Well, we just got to try to do the best we can. And I say that a lot, but guys, honestly, that's all we can do. And I just want to, you know, like kind of stress that, because don't lose heart thinking that stuff is getting all nuts. You know, don't worry about things we can't control. But on the earthquake conversation again, I want to point out that within 24 hours now, after we had those big ones down here, we're not having any again. So I want to point that out, because now we're having lack of earthquake activity down here. Now let me I'm going to put on all magnitudes and see what we got as far as little ones. See, there's not even little ones, guys. So that's what happened the other day, and then we had the 7, well, ended up really being like over an 8 if you go off of what Ron was talking about with the reading the helioplots. So what I want to say here is that, you know, now we're having a geomagnetic storm and no earthquake activity down here. So stuff's building probably again, and I would say that, you know, I would be watching this area. Just me. I can't, you know, I don't predict earthquakes, nothing like that, but just from my simple observation of no activity, plus we're having geomagnetic storm at the same time, I would definitely be watching out down here somewhere, because we always have more than what we're seeing down through here. Now yesterday we had a couple decent sized ones down here, okay, but we are getting some decent ones over here. There's a 5, a 4, a 5.1, 4.9, and we actually got some over here too in Taiwan. This over here was this is kind of a newer swarm that we've been seeing the past 2 or 3 days. So, you know, we got some action going on over here. Plus we got our normal, you know, West Coast thing that we always have. Alaska's always swarming, but there was a bigger one up here. That was a 4.8. If we go back another couple days, there was actually one here that was like a 5 something. So yeah, we're having earthquake activity, and we just got to pay attention, right? So if we go back to the Schumann again, guys, just check it out. I mean, it absolutely did not move. And I want to go back to that meteor thing. If we had something that size in our atmosphere, it would have hit every global Schumann resonance tool on the planet. Okay? Hey, Russell, what's up? So I just want to point that out. This thing would have been going nuts. And a whole lot of other things would have too. So, but I just wanted to, you know, kind of point that out. Now, back to what we're talking about here, we got the 20 hertz level is still there too. That's not going away. It's still there. It does look, if you look here real close, the last data entry here, it looks like it's a straight line. So we might be having the start of a spike or something here. Not quite sure. We'll have to wait and see. But as we keep moving here, you know, we got the dash line still showing up, you know, but everything else is pretty quiet. You know, we still got the 783. And again, let me say this too. You know, we see a lot of ringing in your ears, and we blame it a lot of it on the Schumann, and we should, because a lot of it does come from this. But please go see your doctor if you're having some severe problems. Rule out any physical ailment first before we go blaming everything on this. This is very important for us to look at. Take this to your doctor. Let your doctor see this. They will now look at this with you. They're taking this very serious now. Most doctors will. They're using this as part of their diagnosis tools. And part of their, like, you know, they will schedule surgeries and stuff around certain things like this. So they're taking it serious now, guys. Okay? So please, everybody, just do that. Rule out the physical stuff before you go blaming it all on this. But I want to say this. When this thing starts getting all jacked up, this is where we're going to see the big stuff happening first. When it starts jacking this thing up and this thing doesn't get, you know, doesn't go back to normal, that's when we got to start looking. Because that's when the big stuff's coming. Just know that. So, yeah. Alright. Now, space weather. Obviously, you guys see the big yellow box here. Okay, so we're in a geomagnetic storm right now. The solar wind speed is at 611. Remember, what's normal? 500. 3 to 500 is normal wind speed, solar wind speed. So as we're looking at this, what are we seeing? Well, we're seeing an uptick. Okay? And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier today. I wasn't sure if we were going to get there, but I told you guys I wouldn't be surprised because of what I was seeing. So that's exactly what happened. So if we go over here and we look at their predictions now, of course they're now going to say that we're in a G1. You know, this next one they're going to say we're still in a G1. But then they say we're going to rapidly decline, which could happen. Sometimes the solar wind streams from a coronal hole, that happens like that. Okay? So just know that. As far as flaring, the flaring stuff just kind of quit. We ain't having any flaring for the past like 12 hours. Proton flux, that's radiation. Nothing going on there. Okay? Geomagnetically, for the next 2 or 3 days, they're saying that pretty much low conditions. Okay, now remember, this is NOAA's predictions. So that's what we're looking at here. First, look at our sun here. Look at this. Okay, there's another. That's a significant coronal hole, guys. I know it's not like extremely large, but do you notice how dark it is? That means it's pretty much wide open, at least to this gas. What you're looking at is the 195 angstrom. They could assign this any color they want, but they chose to use gold in this one. But we can't see the 195 with our eyes. So they got filters that they put on these things, or they use filters, and it's interpreting, all we're seeing is the 195 part of the light spectrum. Our human eyes cannot see that part of the light spectrum. So that's why they put it on here, because certain gases will show up in this light spectrum only. So that's why they do this like this. So when you hear us talking about 211 angstrom or 304 or what's the other one, 171, those kinds of things, you know, they can assign those any color they want. It's just those parts of the light spectrum we can't see with our own eyes. So they have to put a filter there for us to see it. So that's what's going on with that. Now, this is a visible light. I know it's hard to see right here. Well, I guess I could zoom in. You see how we got that sunspot still there, and there's one up here too. The one did disappear that was here. So we're down to 2, just Earth facing. This one up here, actually there's nothing up there. I thought there was, but there's not. But there is an active area up here that could actually start producing a sunspot. We'll have to just watch it and see what happens. But as of right now, nothing going there. Alright. Now, here's the ACE data. So, everything I'm looking at right here is pointing to us staying in storm conditions for a minute. Okay? So, we got the BZ. What do we talk about? -6 or lower, right? That's when the angle of the solar wind that's hitting us is favorable for it to come into our system. And that's exactly where we're at. We're down to a -10 in a lot of these readings. Okay? The phi angle That's the polarity of the solar wind, because it travels on a magnetic connection line between us and the sun. The charged particles, which is the solar wind, travels on that magnetic connection line. So what we're looking at here, when you see it go from high to low real quick, that's when the polarity flips on the solar wind. That's it. But when it does that, sometimes it'll yank on us magnetically, and we'll see a hit on our magnetosphere, which actually can sometimes make a solar wind stream stronger, or even a CME stronger. So, here's the density. In orange, we're hanging right around 7 or 8. It's not real high density, but the reason why is the wind speed. Okay? Usually with high solar wind speed, you get lower density. Alright? Not always, but most of the time. Now look at our range, 4 to 700. So they're getting readings up close to 700 kilometers per second. That's pretty fast. Okay? I just have to say that. So, and the temperature is kind of, going up at the same time too, but you see the density kind of declining. And the reason is the speed is fast. So it's pushing some of those denser materials out. It's flushing them away because it's moving faster. Alright? So, that's where we're at right now. Things are still upticking here, guys, on the solar wind. Nothing's leveling out. It looks like it might have dipped down a little bit right here, but it's up and down. So we're going to have to watch it. But right now, nothing's telling me that we're going to come out of that geomagnetic storm anytime soon. What can we expect during the G1 storm? I know I'm going to get that question, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you. This is G1 magnetic storm conditions. They happen about 1,700 times in an 11-year cycle. Okay, that's a sun cycle, solar cycle. They can cause weak power grid fluctuations. Satellites might have some impacts as far as operations, like controlling them a little bit. They might act a little wonky. They can have effect on migratory animals in the northern regions, like closer to the poles. Animals might lose their lose their ability to navigate, like birds and stuff like that, because they do that by magnetics typically. They figured that out. So that's what you can kind of expect. Increased aurora, and now we have to throw in the earthquake conversation too, because that's pretty much accepted now. It's not like set in stone, but it's getting close. They're starting to use these kinds of data points in earthquake predictions. So keep that in mind. Okay? So let me go here. Now this is the Enlil model. This is NOAA's model, remember, okay? NASA's model uses the same data, but they have different parameters for their model, so they don't always agree. As you can tell here, we're right here in time. It really should be reading higher, because we are a little higher right here. And down here, especially. Right now, this thing is like off. This isn't even close to the conditions we're seeing. So this thing is not correct at the present time. But it is showing a decline. So, they're forecasting 5 days out. So we'll have to wait and see if that all, pans out. But right now, with that even being wrong, current conditions, I don't know how much I would trust the predictions here right now. Aurora, which is where we kind of see it first, right? Obviously, we're going to have an uptick. Now, what's nice about this storm happening when it is right now is because the day side's on the other side, number one. We're over here. Well, most of us are. I'm sorry for people that are not in the U.S. I kind of sometimes forget that. I love my Aussie viewers, New Zealand, England. I love all you guys. Really do. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate you. Sweden, everybody around. So thank you for being here. But as you can see, the auroras are going to be upticking. And I'll show you guys the north and south pole here in just a minute. But the magnometers are reacting because of the solar wind increases. Okay? So if we go here, this is the magnetopause. This is where we really see it. Now see how fast the winds are moving? The darker colors, reds, are fast. Okay? And the darker blue are fast also. this the other direction. Check this out. This is density. Remember, I've been showing you guys what looked to be a weak spot right in front. And so watch this. That weak spot showing itself again right there. Okay? And watch what happens. You guys see that? Right in that same spot. Okay, so I do think that things are getting in easier right there. That's really about the only explanation on why we could say, hey, listen, the density is increased in that one area because we're not deflecting it enough. So we've either got a crack or a weak spot here in our magnetic field. And it's moving back and forth a little bit, but it's staying kind of right here in this area. If you guys remember, I'll show it to you now. Back on the 18th, I showed you guys this one. Watch what happens right here. Same spot, just a little bit further out. See? Look at that. So if you compare that to that, that's the same spot. So, yeah, JJD, you talk about a pole shift. You know, that's definitely on the way. You know, I really think that. Hey, yeah, what the heck is that? That's a good idea. Yeah, I think it's just a crack, guys. I really do. I think it's just a weak spot in our magnetic field. We are definitely, provably, about 25% weaker magnetically than what we used to be. Okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. So things are going to get in easier. And that's what we're seeing right here. Now check out the pressure. This is some serious pressure. Okay, and as we move forward here, look what happens. I mean, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to update this, and we're going to see what we got right now. So I'll play that. Let's see what we get. And you're going to see, like I said, this is some pretty good pressure around our planet. And see what it does as it goes through time here. See what kind of new data we got. See how it's moving around? That's because the wind speed's, you know, fluctuating. So yeah, I mean the pressure's hanging around. Yeah, look at that weird looking stuff. See, look at that just open up right there. So, you know, what we can definitely say is the magnetic field in that spot is different than what it is in other spots. Whether it's weaker or stronger or whatever it is, it's something that's different right there. There's no doubt about it. Or it wouldn't be showing us that. The speed up here, yeah, look at the speed. The speed looks like it's cranking right now. Yeah. Even the speed, you can kind of see it kind of opening up every once in a while right here in the front. So, you know, and this is stuff we kind of expect to see with a coronal hole stream. All right, this isn't something odd. This is something we would expect to see. This is kind of, you know, except for the stuff right here in the front I've been talking about. That's what's different. It's not going to take as much right now, guys, to really give us a good hit. Now, this is the Australian model. Remember, density here, speed here, and here's the BZ. Remember, -6 is what we're looking for there, or greater. 4 is normal on density, and 3 to 500 is normal on the speed. So if we just hit the play button here, let's see what we got. And you're going to see it jumping around. Watch the bow shock. Look how it's just fluctuating, snapping back and forth. And it's because conditions are fluctuating. We're getting hit, we're pushing back, we're getting hit again, pushing back. So, I mean, this is yeah. I mean, this is a true coronal hole stream. This is what we're going to start seeing a lot of as we go into solar maximum. So let's check this out. I'll have to go check optics. I'll go check that out after my stream, and I'll give you my opinion next video. Okay. I've been going through some of my emails, but I've been getting a lot lately. I've been missing a few, this and that. It's just been really hard to keep up right now. But I definitely will go look for it. Okay. And I'll give you my opinion next time I see it. Next time in my next video. But as we're looking at this is the geoelectric field. This is space weather's effect on our unnatural electrical components. Okay, like transformers, wires, all that kind of stuff. Okay, our electrical grid. So you're definitely seeing an uptick, right? I mean, you can see that here, guys. I mean, it's not hard, right? So this is something that we would expect to see. Like I have to say, we really should expect this during a solar wind stream. Now I want to show you guys the aurora with the north and south pole together. Okay, so here is the auroras on the north and south pole right now. Again, it's an uptick. So I'll let the time lapse play here, and we'll take a look at them and see what happens here. I'm gonna pause the one on the south pole. Now, if we go forward here, see how things are moving? Look, see that big increase right there? And so, yeah. So what that is, that's probably right now, because it predicts 30 minutes out. So we get historic data except for the last 30 minutes there. So that's probably when we were really taking a good hit right there. And I would say that the North Pole probably reacted at the same time, and it did. See? So that's just want to say thank you. Water lines are fixed. Thank you to Rob. Cool. That's awesome, man. That's what I like to see, guys. You know, we mentioned stuff here in the chat. You guys are able to help each other. That's good, Menacing. I'm glad you got your water lines and stuff fixed, man. Or girl, woman. I'm not sure. You're a girl, right? I'm sorry if I forgot. I apologize for that. But, yeah. You guys with your icons need to make sure I know. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. I think Menacing is a girl, though. I'm pretty sure. So forgive me if I'm wrong on that. But, yeah, you can see where the solar wind... Hey, birthday, what's up, bud? So, yeah, I mean, we can look at this, and you can definitely see an uptick. So, yeah, that's when we got hit. Hey, Sparky, good to see you, bud. B is for boy. That's what I thought, Menacing. I'm sorry. I knew that. I don't know why I was even having a brain fart there. So, anyway. Pronounce yourself. That's cool, Bobby. What's up? Yeah. So, Daisy Cutter, JJ. So, yeah. So, I do think that, you know, earthquakes assist and pole shift. Yeah, I mean, I think that all that stuff, it all plays together, guys. You know, I think it's all, you know, at the end of the day, I really think that it's all going to come together at the same time. That's just my opinion. But, you know, again, it's just my opinion. Thanks, Conspiracy. Angelo holding it down in the Bronx, baby. That's right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, use the caps, Angelo. Yeah, I don't know what the conversation is in there. I know your situation, buddy. Don't worry about that, okay? It's something you can't control, so yeah. That's right. Hold it down in the Bronx for me, baby. Love it. Bubba News, what's up? Keith. All right. So here's Seeds. Now, Seeds isn't updating right now, guys. You know, and well, are we getting anything? Nope. So I do know that they're working on Stereo A. I got an email about that today. So they're working on that, getting the information for that. So we're not getting anything from it. Yeah, it's not updating, but Seeds itself isn't even updating. So we're not getting Stereo A, Lasco C2, nothing from Seeds. Just so everybody knows. Hey, Chewy, what's up? Maudib. Steve Vega, what's up? Mile High Scribs. That's right. So yeah, I mean, we're not getting a whole lot of good data right now because things are getting all jacked up. You know, communication issues and all that kind of thing. But this is spaceweather.com, and as you can see, check out the Aurora. This is daytime, guys. Check it out. When you see Aurora that bright in the daytime, that's pretty cool. Just saying. So, also here, guys, you can see the two official sunspots, 2797, 2799. What's missing? 2798. That was the sunspot that was here, and it's now gone. Something else I want to point out. We're now seeing sunspots in the northern hemisphere, which is something we weren't seeing. I even made a comment about how we were only seeing it in the southern. Now, we're starting to see it all over. So that is another... Hey, Pascal. Jill, what's up? So, that is another key marker that we look at to see where we're at and how much the sun's ramping up. So we're now seeing sunspots in both hemispheres. And what will happen is you'll see more and more of these as time goes by, and then they'll start migrating towards the equator of the sun. And then when it's time for the new solar cycle, this thing will flip. It'll do a pole flip, just like we talk about here. So when it flips, I've explained that before. I'll explain it again, but just not tonight. It would take way too long to do that. So if we go down here, we can look at the Noctilucent clouds. This is the clouds that are formed by water vapor that gets real high in the atmosphere in the upper parts of our ionosphere, and it freezes around meteor dust. Remember what I've been saying, these things were 2 weeks late on the South Pole this year during the summer. They happen in the summertime in each pole, alright? So here in the next few months we'll be looking at the North Pole. But this is the South Pole. And then they've seen it a couple times in Argentina, which is too far north than what they really should be being seen. They've only been seen there a handful of times, and they've been seen there twice this year already. So what's that mean? That means there's more water vapor, but it also could mean that some of the meteor dust may have gotten drugged further north instead of hanging out around the poles. That's another possibility. It could be both. So yeah, Noctilucent clouds are crazy looking clouds. They're blue, metallic looking clouds. So yeah, I think they're cool. I think all this stuff is cool. But, and something else I want to point out. You guys see this number right here? 2 fireballs. I can't tell you the last time I came over here and seen the number 2. I mean, usually we've got at least a handful of these, upwards of 15 or 20. Sometimes it's in the hundreds during like meteor showers and stuff. And yesterday we only had 3 reported. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, guys, let me clarify here for Angelo. His caps is stuck. And it's stuck. He can't fix it. He don't have money to get another one, guys. That's why he's using caps. It's nothing, and I know that sometimes people look at that and think he's like screaming and yelling. I get it. But just to clarify for Angelo there, he can't help it, okay? So just kind of cut him a break on that. I would discourage most other people from using caps unless they're really mad. But he can't help it. So I just want to say that real quick. But anyway, as we go down here and we look, today we had a meteor pass by, or an asteroid, or whatever you want to call it, a near-Earth object, NEO, 1.5 lunar distance, which is to the moon, and then a halfway to the moon again. That's how far it missed us. It was 20 meters diameter. So it wasn't a baby, but it wasn't a big one, okay? 257 meters is a big one. That passed us today too, but luckily it was 15, almost 16 lunar distance. That's pretty far away, okay? But we do got kind of a close one here coming on the 2nd of February, and I guarantee you they'll be adding more, okay? Because they'll be seeing more of them, and when they do, they'll add them in here. You can tell when they're discovered typically because they'll put the year they were discovered in the name. So you can see it over here. Most of these are going to say 220 and 221. You're going to see some that aren't quite so that recent. But anything from current date backwards, you're probably going to see a lot of 220 and 221s. That's exactly what you see. So, yeah. They will add here, and we can tell when they add it because all we got to do is go up here and look and change the date here, and we can see when they added it. It just means they missed it and they add it back in later. That's all that means. And remember, it's, guys, they only get so much funding. There's 3 telescopes that are looking. That's it. So we would be naive to think that we could see and catch everything. That would be such a great undertaking that I don't think it's even possible. But, that is what it is. So, yeah. So, again, here's the earthquake stuff again. Not much really going on here. So, we just had one here. What time was that one? That was at a 4-4. That was a 4-4 there. That's a decent one. Remember, we had like a 5-2 over here in the Virgin Islands. What is the pressure on the moon facing side of the planet from? The pressure, you talking about on the back side? Like, here? That could be a lot of different things, guys. First thing we got to take in consideration when we're looking at this is a 3-dimensional model. I mean a 2-dimensional model, and we're looking at a 3-dimensional thing. Okay? So just because it's right here doesn't necessarily mean it's in the back. It could be, right here on the side, just at the top and bottom. But yes, we do get some backside pressure. Some of that's from a rebound suck-in effect type of thing that we see quite often. Sometimes I think we get pressure from whatever's coming from behind us. Okay? That does happen. I don't know exactly why we always get a little backside pressure, but it's there. There's a lot of different theories out there. I would encourage you guys to go look at them and make your own decision. Some people think there's a lot of other things hanging out behind us. Some people think that it's coming from the cosmos and coming in. Some people think it's coming from here, there, and everywhere. You guys know what I think. I think that sometimes we get hit here and it does bring it around, but sometimes I do think we get stuff from behind us. I don't think we can, kind of deny that. And we see it a lot, and even on the newer tools. So, exactly where it's coming from, I can't tell you. I don't know. That's just, there's no way for me to tell you that. I don't really have a good answer as far as exactly what's causing it. But my opinion is, like I said, I do think we got things hanging out around by our sun, and I think that affects everything that's around. I think that things are coming and going that we can't see and we don't see and they don't let us see. It's just my opinion, okay? Nobody has to share that. It's just my opinion. And I would encourage everybody to research it on their own. And that's why I show you guys observation, and I try to understand the tools the best that I can. I'm not always going to agree 100% with everybody. It's just not going to happen. I wouldn't expect anybody to agree with me all the time either. It doesn't make me not want to hear what they have to say. I'm not going to take their voice away, that's for sure. As long as they're being respectful, they can come here and say what they need to say. So that's, it's been one of the biggest things that I've tried to do since day one here on my channel. I always hated it when I would go into somebody's chat. You would say something that was just a little against what they were saying, and you immediately got blocked. Why? You were just asking a question. You know, you were being sincere, asking a question. You get blocked just because you didn't want to be part of their echo chamber. Well, you don't have no echo chamber here. I promise you, if you stick around long enough, you'll see a bunch of different opinions here in the chat. And I think that's when we really find the truth. So just kind of understand that, and that's just where I'm at with it, you know. I'm never going to claim to have the 100% truth, and frankly, I don't know if I want to know. So, but as long as it's respectful, you can't say other creators' names, you can't go at anybody else personally, but you can attack an idea. You can go at an idea, whatever you want to do. You know, you can come in, you can say whatever you want to say as long as it's respectful. Ask genuine questions. We all know how to be adults. Well, most of us do. If you don't know how to be adult, I would suggest it's not even chatting at all, period. So, that's what I would say. So I hope that I really try my best to give you guys a really decent chat, you know. I know we have some issues sometimes, but that's okay. But for the most part, most people are respectful, even when they disagree here. So I really think that you guys are doing a really good job. My moderators are awesome. They've always respected my rules, and they've always tried to do their best to enforce it. So thank you guys for being that way. And that's really what I'm trying to say, you know. Again, you're not going to go to too many other channels and find this kind of a chat. You're just not. You know, I know you can go over to Mark's channel, Mark Pyers, Real Talk. You're going to find something real similar there. Go over to Watch with Wayne. You're going to find something very similar over there. You know, guys, go check out both those channels. Watch with Wayne and Mark Pyers Real Talk. I take you guys to Mark's channel almost every night. It's positive, it's fun, and it's real, guys. Okay, it's real people. It's not nobody in here just trying to cause problems. If somebody says something sideways in here, typically it's because they're really upset. It's not just some stupid troll in here trying to get crazy. Because we you know, we kind of noticed that right away. People aren't stupid to that anymore. You know, when the internet was new, maybe, but not now. It just that's just what I would say. Yeah, exactly, Ordinary. You know, and that, you know, they say there has been a couple topics I've not agreed with, but to each his own, you know? Exactly. That's exactly how we all need to be. You know, let me just put this out here. If you didn't have an open mind at all, ever, you would never learn anything new. So we have to be able to at least look and accept other people's opinions as their opinions, at least. So just know that. Well, cool, Tex. Telling I said thanks. I mean, that's cool. So yeah, and we get people from all over, and that's what I like, guys. I'm telling you guys. I mean, that's what I want everybody to have a fair shot to put their opinion there, as long as it's respectful. You know, as long as you don't go at somebody personally. And you can't mention other channel names, because even if you don't think I like them, I don't allow that, because it's just not right. Number one, they're not here to defend themselves. You know, if that channel's here and you're talking to them, that's a different thing. You guys can go at it all you want. But I'm just saying. So I really hope you guys are comfortable talking here, because if you're not, then something's wrong. We need to fix it. That's all I'm saying. No echo chamber and no judgment. That's where it's at. So All right. Yeah. What'd you say? Coronal holes temporary or permanent, or the coronal holes temporary or permanent on the sun? They are temporary. They will open up and close up. Good question, though. Good question, Chewbacca. So yeah, that's an awesome question. It's a very legitimate question. Matter of fact, it's one of the better questions I've had in a long time. It's a very simple answer. That the atmosphere just opens and closes. That's as simple as that. And that's how the particles come out. But yeah. So, yeah. So let me do this real quick. I do appreciate you guys helping me out. I really do. You guys have no idea how much you guys have helped me out the past couple months. You guys have taken a stress off of me that I haven't had off of me in a long time. So just know that. There's my PayPal link. It's not expected, but it's always appreciated with the utmost appreciation that I could ever say. I didn't even do that until just a couple months ago, guys. You guys know my story behind that. I just didn't want to do it, and now I've accepted that. Yes, it's okay if people really want to help. So that's where I'm at. I'm not going to monetize my channel. Don't get that twisted. That's never going to happen. But if people want to give or whatever, it's there. My P.O. box is in the description also. So if you guys want to hit me up that way, send me a letter or whatever you guys want to do. I love hearing from you guys. Bob Dobbs sent me a great letter the other day. It was awesome. So, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, man, now we got people in here. Getting crazy, do we? I'm going to go read that. Where's it at? Palm digs. Huh, I don't see no comment. That's weird. Huh, okay, anyway. Anyway, are you guys hearing me or seeing me? Okay. They follow wherever you go. But anyway, guys, I am going to have to go ahead and, oh, it was hidden. You hiding, Muse? Goodness. Okay, I'll go back and look at it later. It's no big deal. I trust you. I just was curious on what was going on. Guys, that's what I'm saying. I got really simple rules for my chat, and it's really easy to follow them. So if people break them on purpose, then yeah, there's gonna be. Yeah, you're right, Kiwi. I got some really good mods. Just saying. You guys are awesome. I got the best subscribers in the world too. Thank you, Leo. Really appreciate that. I've gotten kind of, my subscriber number had kind of stuck in one spot here. But, I don't look at that, guys, too often much. If you guys want to start sharing some of my videos, I'd appreciate it. That's cool. Start sending some people my way, that'd be cool. It is what it is. I don't hardly ever ask for anything like that. I just want people to hear what I got to say. That's really all it's about for me. I want our little message to get out, that it's okay to have a different idea. And it's okay to look at things and incorporate things from the past with the present and mix it together. Because that's where really the truth's going to be at. So, I just want my channel to grow for that reason. And for the past month or so, I've been kind of stuck at the same number. I'm not losing anything. I'm just not growing. And that's okay. There's times like that on YouTube. It's just what it is. I'm still never going to stop trying to help Mark out. I'll never stop doing any of that. So, just know that. So yeah, guys, go check out Mark Pyers. He's probably going to be going live if he ain't live now. He'll be live soon. again, watch with Wayne. Go check out Ron over at Emergency Management Associates. Hopefully the mods can put some links in there for you guys once in a while. Just drop that in there for them. I'd appreciate that if you guys could do that. But so I don't really have much more, guys. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. If you guys want to help me out, like I said, my PayPal link's in the description. And we'll go ahead and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning probably with a probably a little short update, and then I'll give you guys a live stream tomorrow night. So yeah, Kathy, I'm very proud of that. I really am, and it's because you guys are here. It ain't so much about the number; it's the people that are here. What happened at the doctor? Well, I was getting refitted for. I actually went to the dentist. I was getting refitted for my my dentures, so to get my permanents. I've had my temporaries for about, I don't know, 8 months, and because of all the COVID crap, I've had to put it all on hold. It's been, my dentures haven't fit me now for about 2 months because I healed, and my gums have shrunk. So now I have to get my permanent ones, and yeah, so that's where I'm at. So hopefully in the next month or so I have my permanent ones, and I'll be up on here. Jill, you're killing me. You're killing me. Hey, listen. I'm on Lasix, just so everybody knows. I am taking Lasix. It is helping me a little bit. I'm hoping that as summer comes around and I get moving around some more, it'll help me even more. But all I can say is, guys, I forgot, when I take a Lasix, man, my gosh, if you guys have never taken one of those, you will be peeing every 15 minutes for like hours. Just know that. You might as well just like get you a book, take your phone, and just go near the bathroom because you're going to be peeing. That's for sure. That's okay, Daniel. It's all good, man. I'm getting ready to shut her down anyway. Good to see you, though. I'll see you over at Mark's here in a little while. Can you go over the live meteor shower real quick? Well, what it amounted to, menacing, was just it pretty much is just interference. There's an emitter and a receiver, and it was getting interference is what was causing it. And the reason we came to that conclusion was, number one, we were able to talk to him through an email, and also none of the other tools showed anything. So it almost had to be something like that. You know, it was too long of an event. If it was actually something that was actually real and in our atmosphere like that, the whole world would have seen it. Not just the tools. We'd have been going outside like Independence Day looking up like, hey! I mean, yeah. So that's kind of where we're at with that, okay? If you want to know the specifics on how that works, just go back and watch the beginning of the live stream. I talked about it then. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, and again, we always keep an open mind. So if some new information comes out, we see other stuff, hey Teresa, well, good to see you. We'll definitely take another look at it. So, all right, guys. God bless. Yahusha saves, and